Kia ora tātou, welcome back to Gaming Den. My second game of my trifecta of games up in Christchurch. This game is my elves taking on Arthur's Undead. The mission again is 2,300 points. Scenario we're playing is loot. Right, my army list is exactly the same. I've got Nimue, got the Mage with Blizzard and the Inspiring Talisman, the Prince Champion, Tall Spears, Palace Guard Horde. I forgot the Healing Brew last game. I don't think I needed it though. Critters, Stormwind Cav Regiment with the J-Boots, 2 troops of Kindred Gladestalkers, Sea Guard, and the 3 units of Drakon Riders. 13 units, 23 unit strength, or thereabouts. Okay, once again, I didn't get a copy of Arthur's list, but what he had was a troop of werewolves and a regiment of werewolves with Lycanus, and they are very, very fast. Off the side here, I've got another unit of Drakons, but I'm really worried about their speed. Loot, so there's the 3 loot counters across the middle. He's got whites here, defense 6, maybe whites here, and a barrow white, which has quite a few spells and things. I think it had host shadow beast as well, which was a bit unfair. 1, 2, 3, 4 units of skeletons and a standard bearer there. Revenant cavalry, 2 regiments of those, and the vampire. So again, fastish flank here and very fast flank here with Lycanus. I was hoping to deal with these because I actually outspeed them a wee bit with my Drakons, and my prince I'm going to send over to try and deal with them because he hasn't got any chaff units with these guys. So maybe, just maybe, I can do something there. I want to hold against the werewolves if I can, and maybe shoot a few of them. Are they defense 5? They're pretty quick werewolves. Not sure there. Anyway, my deployment. Stormwind in behind the Tall Spears. I want the Tall Spears to take the charge and then the Stormwind. And I've actually got out wide again the Drakons, as I said. Nimue, 2 Gladestalkers are going to advance just forward a wee bit again in this wooded area. It's exactly the same table as the first game. Blizzard Wizard's going to pew pew. Palace Guard. I swapped the deployment of these 2 units. Palace Guard are in the open. Against Sea Guard. If he does want to charge them, they will be, with phalanx, they will be hindered, and probably not such a smart idea because they'll be hindered anyway. Oh well, never mind. The prince there, yeah, as I said, the Drakon. So let's have a look at how the game unfolds. And just a look down the battle line, which is always a nice shot to get if I remember to do it. And here you can see there's those other Drakons behind the building. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Probably come out against the left to see if I can get some flanks open up or anything like that. Let's move on to turn 1. Right, not a great deal of action. Arthur advanced his werewolves a bit and Lycanus, and I think that these ones are wavered because I think I hit them with my Gladestalkers, and I'm not sure. Oh, and the Blizzard Wizard also fired across there and did some damage. Can't see where my guys have deployed, but I think I went wide with the Drakons, and the Stormwind are just staying in, tucked in behind these guys. And they had hunting cats, and I think they advanced just enough to get into hunting cat range on the werewolves as well. I want to take this unit out. They've got a low nerve, and if they're gone, that could be quite good for me. And over the side, my Palace Guard have taken a wound and they are frozen. They got hit by the Blizzard spell. I think it came from the Barrow White. And he's pushed forward his normal whites a wee bit. Maybe a little bit of an advance over here. Now, he's stayed out of my charge range with his Revenant Cav and his Vampire. What I've done here, though, is I've sent my Prince over. I've sent, well, these guys have maybe advanced, or maybe not advanced, and I think I've sent my Drakons out a wee bit wider. This guy's just to kind of tempt them. He's going to charge in and chap someone up, ideally. Oh, Dracons are over here. Where did these Dracons come from? They're facing that way to help out as well. So if he does charge in here, he may kill this guy, but there's one, two, there's probably going to be 3 Dracon units. No, at least 2 Dracon units and some other stuff to respond. So I'm kind of just trying to bait Arthur into making a rash move there, but not a great deal of action. Turn 1. Right, turn 2. What have we got here? We have I think that is Lycanus in against the Tall Spear. I shot off the werewolves. I think my Blizzard Wizard, because I had him on about 10 or 11 wounds from memory, so the Blizzard Wizard got him over, devastated, finished him off. In here, I think the werewolves came charging in against the Tall Spear as well. They're up at 8 wounds, which isn't a great deal. But I think what happened is I closed the trap and got the Dracons and the Stormwind charged and destroyed the werewolves. So I tempted Arthur in there. Here, the Palace Guard was just in 12 range of the whites, charged them, destroyed them, then turned to face the skeletons. Not really that concerned about skeletons. They've got not very good attacks, hitting on a 5, and I've got plenty of nerve there, and I've put the critters to just protect their flank as well. Push forward the Sea Guard again. Not too worried. I was probably concerned that these skeletons were going to grab a loot counter and take off with it, but again, Sea Guard, 25 nerve. They hit on 4s versus 5s, so they should be able to deal with these two if need be. Over here, I threw the Dracons in against the Revenant Cav. Did, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 wounds. I threw the Prince in to slow this guy down, and also threw the other Dracon Horde in here. And these guys are, so I did quite a few wounds to both these guys. And I think actually this guy, the turn before my Sea Guard, had maybe put 6 wounds on him, or 7 wounds, and because I got 25 attacks even against defense 5, you roll enough dice, you get some 5s and 6s when it comes to wounding. And then I put a few more wounds on in the Dracon, so they're really, I think these guys have got a lot of damage, but they are still standing, and his Barrow White froze my Dracons, but they're still well within charge range. It wasn't really an issue there, so a good turn for me. Yes, and Arthur kind of went for the trap on set. These guys are out quite wide, but I made sure that they were going to have a line of sight to whatever happened. Unless Arthur killed the Tall Spear and then advanced. But as it turned out, he didn't kill them. I think I was just in the terrain to it. In effect, I don't know if that had any impact on the way that played out. Gladestalkers are just chapping up those whites up there, prepared to sacrifice them. Sorry, Gladestalkers. And then I did a counter charge, or whatever they call that these days, with the Stormwind supporting, and these guys came in from the flank, so the werewolves were destroyed. So quite happy the way that one played out. Okay, so the Stormwind charged and killed Lycanus because he was tied up against the Tall Spears. He didn't kill them, I don't think. Dracon's repositioned. I think I may have healed some wounds on the Palace Guard and used the potion of healing. Is that what it's called? Something like that. The Barrow White's got Host Shadow Beast, so he was actually doing quite a few wounds, but he's only supported by skeletons, so they're not doing so many wounds, and between them, they're maybe not quite enough to deal with my Palace Guard yet. The other skeletons attacking on the critters didn't kill them, only 4 wounds, and my Sea Guard killed a regiment of skeletons, focused all their attacks on them. These Dracons killed the Revenant Cavalry. the vampire killed the prince, as I expected. This is where things became a little bit unstuck though. I'm on 4 wounds. He's on maybe 16 or 17 wounds. Not sure what his nerve is, but the only thing that could save him was the dreaded double one, and that's exactly what happened. So what was meant to happen? Kill him, turn to face, get the vampire in the front, but double one, they're still fighting. They are devastated, so half attacks. Vampire can now hit them in the flank though, so that's one of those bugger kind of moments that sometimes happens, but that's Kings of War. Right, and no surprises there. The vampire, nice model. Arthur, really like the paint job on this one, and Arthur's just completed his basing recently too. His army's looking really good. But yeah, Vampire Lord into the flank of the Dracons, the Revenant Cav in the front. I think the Dracons' days are numbered. Right, so Arthur kills the Dracon regiment. He kills the critters. He gets my Palace Guard up to 11 wounds. Again, Host Shadow Beast really contributing there. My nerve's 25, so still got quite a bit to do. And that little blue thing to remind me I had the potion of healing, whatever it's called. 3 wounds on these guys. They're going to probably kill these skeletons here, I would imagine. And the Dracons are just staring down the vampire. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore him. I'm going to hit these guys and finally finish them off. Sounds like a plan to me. Now, this is where I did something really dumb. I couldn't swing around here and hit the Barrow White. He's defense 6, I think. I didn't want the Dracons going in here either, because they would have crush 1, but they would be hindered, so hitting on 4s, so I didn't really rate them to do enough damage. So I thought, what am I going to do? So I thought, well, it's all about the loot tokens. If I kill him, I can grab that one. Arthur's got this one here. Oh, the Dracons, that's why they're over here. They grab the loot tokens. So currently it's 1-1, but I should be able to claim that one after I kill these skeletons. So anyway, so I thought, oh, the Stormwind aren't going to be able to do that. So why not get them over here to cover these 2 objectives? Because I thought they go into here hindered against the Barrow White, and they've got no Thunderous Charge. And so I thought, oh, well, that's a dumb idea. So I popped them down here. And then after I popped them down here and I moved on to other things, I suddenly remembered they've got Jesse's boots. So they should have come here. They could have hit this guy in the flank with 36 attacks sitting on 3. Thunder is 3 the next turn. But I didn't. I put them down here. Oh, well, you live and learn. I mean, it didn't have a major effect, but in some games that could have been quite pivotal. Because I hadn't really used my boots all so far in the weekend. I completely forgot I had them for a moment. And so that's why I ended up coming this way. But it came right in the end. Critters were dead. Dracons are dead. That's about all we are there. Yes, so the skeletons died over here. I'm turned to face that objective. Dracons are over here. They've killed the Revenant Cav. And this is the skeletons that were here with the Barrow White. I've got, that looks like Nimue, yeah, in here healing. So they're back down to 8 wounds. The Dracons have taken the loot counter over here and are being protected by those guys. He's not going to get this loot counter, but I'm making sure it stays with me. That one's still in the open. I just have to march over here, and it's the Sea Guard there. Got 25 nerves, so a lot of wounds are going to have to be done. They've got spears, so phalanx against the vampire probably too. So feeling in a pretty confident position at this point. Okay, so the Vampire Lord flies over this way. He's frozen, so must have been hit by the Blizzard Wizard over here, who moved back to try and stay out of charge range. the Stormwind are sitting here going, oh yeah, we got Jesse's boots. I have to use them. The skeletons and the Barrow White continuing to fight the Palace Guard, got them back to 11. What were they? They're the Sea Guard. They advanced, grabbed the token, and then they did 2 pivots to face the sky. And I've still got the Dracons there. So I don't think there's much Arthur's going to be able to do. He can charge in here, but he's not going to kill those guys. He's probably not going to kill these guys. But even if he holds that, I've got the objective down here. So I've got 2 objectives to 1, and I don't think he can grab them back off me. Again, I concentrated on the Barrow White, should have concentrated on the skeletons. In his turn, Arthur had got me up to 18 wounds, but I passed my nerve, so I didn't die. Gladestalkers are there. Dracons have got the loot counter, other loot counter here with the Sea Guard. They're up to 7, but no way he could finish them off. Stormwind can now charge in from the flank and stuff, but didn't see the point of doing that because basically it's a 2-1 to me, and that is where the game ends. So another good game. Tempting out those werewolves was probably pretty pivotal for me, and then my units were stronger than the skeletons, so I was able to grind away at them. Against the Revenant Cavalry, unlucky to lose the Dracons really, and I think that Arthur would have benefited from maybe having a unit to act as chaff or a screen in front of his cavalry and Vampire Lord, tempting someone in and then counter charging, because I was able to, with my superior movement, hit his 3 units, and cavalry units like to do the charging, not big charge, so you actually do need to protect them a wee bit. And if you looked back to what I did with my Stormwind, I had them in behind the tall spears, so the tall spear took the charge, then the Stormwind charged in their turn, and they were also aided by the Dracons in the flank. So that's the kind of thing I think Arthur just needs to practice with his cavalry units. But yeah, interesting list and a good fun game, very enjoyable. So once again, Arthur, nice to have another game against you. Really like the way your bases have come on, and those Barrow Whites especially. I didn't get any close-up photos, I don't think, but man, they look really, really nice. Really impressed with those models. If I was to do an Undead army, I've tried to start one previously, but if I was to do one, I definitely would be looking at models like those for the Barrow Whites, because they were very, very, or the Whites, they were very, very cool. But thanks again, Arthur. That's all for this one. Next up, it will be Nick and his goblins.